If I had to describe my lifestyle, it would be bike-centric. Pretty much everything I do revolves around a bicycle, whether it's racing, riding, commuting to work, commuting to the store. Pretty much if there's a bike that they've made, I've ridden it, and if there's a bike race that they've created, I've done it.
I first met Megan about 5 years ago, and she came to me having had an accident at a bike race, I think in Oregon.
My dream was finally fulfilled. I had managed to find a way into a professional cycling team that was based here in Denver and had traveled to Bend, Oregon for a 6-day stage race. We're flying downhill 30, 40 miles an hour. And for whatever reason, there was a disturbance related to one of the moto refs, and the whole peloton essentially shifted to the right. And the girl right next to me, for whatever reason, steered straight into me as we were going downhill. And so I went down quite hard, as did a couple of the girls around me, and laid there thinking I was in real trouble. The EMTs and some of the medical personnel got out and assessed my shoulder and said right away, you've got a broken collarbone and you can't continue.
And that was a clavicle fracture. And through the cycling world, I think she had heard that I might be willing to work with her to let her back on a bike pretty quickly, and that's kind of how she came back to me.
And he, 8 days after the crash, put my collarbone back together. And he did it in such a way that the plate was basically on top with the screws coming up this way to make it nice and strong, because he knew I was going to be right back on the bike.
So that did a great job 5 years ago and kept her out of trouble until this recent crash.
Just this last January of 2016, got to see Dr. Rowland again, because I was racing Fat Bike Worlds up in Crested Butte, and about a mile from the finish I went down really hard and sure enough stuck my left arm out and felt something give right there in that distal end of the clavicle, and called Dr. Rowland and said, I think I broke my collarbone again.
She managed to break her clavicle in the little bit of unprotected clavicle that extends beyond her previous repair. And so we were able to get that fracture lined up and fixed with a second plate, so she now has 2 plates on her clavicle.
I'm all bolted out now from end to end.
It's fun to be able to work on the high-level athlete. It's a challenge, but it's fun, and it's a challenge for the surgeon because he might have to adjust his techniques to come up with stronger repairs to get that athlete training once again. And they're trusting you to watch out for not only this current problem, but they're an athlete with a future.
I am assured when I refer someone there that they're going to be treated really, really well. And of anyone that I've sent there, the feedback I always get was Dr. Rowland or Dr. Johnson or whomever I've sent them to treated me so well. Thank you so much for the recommendation. You know, they become Panorama fans for life, just like I have. There's really no reason to go anywhere else. So, I mean, I can't say enough really positive things about the place.